So far, my wife, somebody like he make courage on the work, and she determined on him. There's no how people can discourage him. Even he will face so many challenges on in mommy's side, on family side issue. They say, why you follow your husband? Why do you tell your husband to open a supermarket for you and do business and selling and do this? You say, Mom, that's your own time. This is my own time. This person, I love it and I love the job. So all the worry people saying is raw. Sometimes they call me and say, Wale, why you don't get money to give your wife? I say, Mommy, it's not that I don't have money to give my wife, but my wife loves this job. So what? Say, okay, after some things, or after so many years, they leave us.
If you are a dirty person from your home, you will surely be a dirty person. But if you need, if I'm going out now, wash my body, clean my hands, you won't believe that this person is a mechanic. I fix fingers as well. I do makeup if I'm going out. You won't even believe that I am a mechanic. That is why at times if you go to customers' house, before putting on my overall, they will say, you come with your wife. If they not say that, no, she's a mechanic, they will say, the women, they love to see me doing the job. They will say, Oga, go and sit down first. Let me see her, the way she's performing the whole things. Even if after everything, if the woman will not say, wow, woman does this one. If my workmanship is 200, 2,000 naira, we say, oh, my dear, let me give her 5,000 naira because she encouraged me.
Sometimes I will tell them that, okay, today we want to go out, we don't do any work, we don't have any customers place today. We are going and dress, wear your dress, do your nails, do everything. I will take him out to go and enjoy ourselves.
As a woman, there is nothing hard. If you have the determination, this thing I want to lose it. It's almost the same thing the way we handle our husband and children at home. Any children that's very difficult, you know how to handle those children. That's why the work is.
See people that start before us, that is doing this business, that there is no more again. But we just give the God the glory because we achieved so many things on this work. And we thank God the kind of wife that is given to me. So we achieved so many things.
A work that you are doing, you can be able to train your children's school, and you can be able to cater for your home. And you can even have a shelter on your head, having your own car. What else someone needs on this earth? Nothing more.
They have also faced challenges working together as a mechanic couple.
If you have a space outside there, people see couples working together, we have more customers. But immediately you go outside there to make your own workshop, government will come and demolish it. It's a big challenge on us, even all mechanics. They see the work as a dirty work and they are going out on their daily basis with their cars. And of which, if the car eventually stopped on the road, they're still going to call we mechanics.
Wale and Tayo believe mono-career couples can emerge strong and fulfilled as long as their values align.
I encourage the people that want to do the business, want to do the work. They should focus on the thing that they want to do. Don't look down on yourself. Maybe you are too big, you are too do this. Just focus on it. And the couples that want to do the business, they have to have trust. Trust your wife. Let wife trust your husband. If you make money today, it's not that the money that you make today, you make sure that you finish all the money. You have to put half for savings or anything. Because like this job that we're doing now, we use our money to run the business.
If you have passion, you have zeal for your husband's work, and you doesn't have anything doing, it's very advisable to join your husband once you don't have any skeleton in quotes in your cupboard. So you have every right to join your husband just to make the business grow.
Our findings point that some couple craft a way to thrive in love and work by understanding each transition and knowing what questions to ask and what traps to avoid.
Yes! Cheers to life!
Hello, welcome to this edition of Timeless Conversations. And it's going to be a very interesting conversation today because I have a very dear brother, friend, and personality that we all know, Dede.
Thank you very much.
Now, Dede and I, we go back many years. Many years.
Too many years.
Now, he is somebody who shoots straight, who doesn't know how to hold back, but he gives information based on his understanding. So, Dede, again, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Now, let me ask you this question. You read theater arts, you practice, as you say, theater arts, but in a different way. You're using music as the propellant for that
The art
practice.
itself, yes.
Okay. How has life been for you as a musician and entertainer?
It's been very interesting. If you take a spectrum of it from whence I came, to me, it's been a journey worth its salt. It's been a journey worthwhile. From the era where because prior to my time into the field itself, artists were seen as ne'er-do-wells in the society.
Yeah, true.
So it was difficult to have parents accept, even in my time, that a child would want to be an artist. They would call you all kinds of names. You know now.
Yeah, I know.
And but you had to rebel in one way or the other, especially if you come from families like the one I come from, to get into this field itself.
Yeah.
And for us to see that today, the spectrum has changed, comparatively so, because some of us have paid the price for it. You know, for the new generation to have a freer sphere to operate in the arts sphere as a whole.
Yeah. Okay, so you're successful. You're known. You're a known brand.
Well, I'm a known person. I don't know about brand.
Well, you see, there are no two Dede Mabiakus.
Oh, yeah. You know.
So that's a known brand.
Okay.
All right.
Let's put it that way.
Shortly before we came on now, one of my people was asking you, Uncle Dede, when are you coming on another show? Right?
Another reality show.
Yes, that's recognizing you as a brand because you shoot straight.
That's right.
What had been those things that prepared you for it?
Would I say, first of all, the grounding I received from home.
Okay.
Prior to that, or added to that.
Grounding you received from home prior to your rebellion.
Yeah, prior to my rebellion. But within that sphere itself, I mean, when I was in secondary school, I was in the musical society.
Okay.
I was in the cultural society. I was in the school band. Secondary school.
That's Federal Government
Federal Government College, Warri.
Warri, okay.
When I was in the primary school, I was even among the people playing the drum for
your school band?
Yeah, school band.
Yes.
And I was in the cultural society also. So it's like my life has been more or less entwined within. But family-wise, you know the usual things that happen. They will kick against, they will fight against, and you have to prove that you are deserved of being within this sphere.
Okay.
If not, that wouldn't have worked.
Okay.
But, you know, for me, I would say it's been a very open-ended journey. You know, best way to put it.
Okay.
Because you cannot say that it's one angle you want to look at particularly. You know, coming through the journey, primary, secondary, I get into the university. I was in the school band.
Yeah.
In the university, I was in a band,
as well.
Sonics. When I got to University of Benin, when I was in University of Jos, in every cultural activity in the Department of Theatre Arts, I belonged. I was also in I was Dromito Self, in Power Drinkers Club.
Okay.
You know, way back 78, 79, you know,
Yes.
stuff like that. And it was fun, because then it was just about music, fun, and more fun. You know, and I never knew that I was preparing myself for the journey to be this way, this time. Coming forth, working through with the NTA era and all of those things, you know, I found myself comparatively unfulfilled at a certain stage. And my mind was searching, reaching out for that thing that gave credibility and credence and value to this that I profess to be handling. I did stage, lots of it, in the National Theatre, which you are aware of.
Yeah.
And I did television also, and won that award as the, I think I was the first person to, Roland Henshaw,
Yes.
won the best script also.
Script, yes.
You know, and so that was value. But I only gained the essence when I moved finally into the sojourn I went into with the great one, Fela Nicola Kuti.
Nicola Kuti, yes.
I wouldn't lie about that. I need to give that to him.
No, you have to.
I know, come on,
You have
nobody
to.
can take that from
The-
him.
You see, it's 25 years after Fela passed, right? That's a quarter of a century.
Yes.
What has that been like? That vacuum his passing created.
Well, the vacuum was just his physical presence exiting. Because it was, to me, it was a marker of his ancestorialization. You know, Fela transcends the physical. If 25 years after, he is the most sought out, talked about act from this part of the world, the whole of Africa, then that tells you the strength and the essence of the being he carries. So Fela classed very easily. That's the heavy Orisha.
Okay.
And to sit there and learn at his feet is a blessing that I don't know why Olodumare put me there, but the journey is still on.
Okay.
So saying 25 years after, it's a spiritual thing. And I am still within it. He's still within it with me. I know so. I feel so always. Because everything he says, everybody attests to the fact that it's true. It's coming to pass.
Yes.
That's prophetic. For you to be within a unit that is so prophetic 25 years after, that is so sought after now by the entire world, 25 years after physical exit, tells you the power of what that represents.
You know, the impact of Fela's music, locally and globally, was such that when he coined and created Afrobeat, you know, that Fela had played a bit of high life, a bit of soul, and all that until...
And jazz, lots of jazz.
Lots of jazz, yeah. And he settled for Afrobeat, and particularly now using the music form as a platform for sensitization of his people.
Yes.
Years after, music from Nigeria by the younger generation now, everybody now, is no longer called Afrobeat, but Afrobeats.
Well,
What's your take on that?
my take on that is simply this. For want of a better way to place what the younger generation are doing, some group of people,
Yes.
a Ghanaian and some British, decided to play act a name coinage. And it stuck because of the present day social media.
Ghanaian and what did you say now?
Some white.
No, there are also Nigerians.
No,
in
no.
it.
See, the Nigerians came into the picture later.
Okay.
Came into the picture later. Let's be frank. The picture here is wanting to harness benefits from the root source itself. So the only way is to retain the name, just put an S at the end. So that there's more focus towards what they're digging into and digging out from.
Yeah.
Listen, the young ones, the present day generation are tapping from the root itself, from the source.
Yes.
But the value of what they do is not within the realms of what the source created. Fela's genre of classical African sound was very serious, very dogmatic, very pragmatic, very studious. Fela remains the most atonal master as far as music is concerned in the world. It took so many discordant notes, fused them together to create harmony. And it's something you cannot take from him.
Yes.
Fela created sound based on bands.
Yes.
So the essence of what he did was live. And so it's standing the test of time. The reason why is because he did it for real. There was more of the spirit essence in it. The arts is a very spiritual medium. So many of the younger generation now who are coming into it as a means to an end need to wake up and start to readjust what they've been fortunate enough to benefit from. Because they did not know the works that went down to create the pedestal under which, on top of which they stand today. Musicology, musicianship, artistry is dying. There's a dearth of musicianship in the system, and it needs to change a little.
I was coming to that.
Yeah.
See, this is it. When you look at what has happened, Fela laid a foundation, a credible foundation.
Solid.
A younger generation came into it, saw it, and copied from it, took from it,
Yes.
and let's say expanded a little bit of it. When I say a little bit of it, I mean that, for instance, they don't have they couldn't replicate the showmanship of Fela. They couldn't replicate the political
Musicianship.
side of Fela.
Even the musicianship.
No, wait. The musicianship stands alone. However, the traits that they've been able to take from it cannot be denied.
Good. Be that as it may, because concretizing on that,
Yes.
it just shows that they just picked some parts and it is blooming, because the present day world of
Exactly.
the social media blitz creates a situation where the modern trend makes it possible for thoughts to happen that easily. Why? The computers are there where you can loop sound.
Yes.
Right?
You sample.
And you sample it, sing upon it, auto-tune if that be the case,
Yes.
to adjust and correct,
Yes.
and then throw it out quickly.
Yes.
And people receive vastly.
The world
Very
is-
unlike how it used to be in
The
those
world
days.
is yearning
Yes.
for something.
Yeah, so give them a little, and they think it's a lot because of the way it is pushed forward. to
Many
them.
of today's performers are not performers. Many of them are not singers. They're just vocalists.
Well, they're not
No way.
vocalists per se, they're entertainers.
Eh, well, they vocalize.
Well,
But, right, the real dearth is that they are not musicians.
musicologists are missing. And they, see, look, those days.
They are not instrumentalists.
Yes.
Few of them. A few
Yes.
days ago, I saw someone's YouTube performance, and I was thrilled that he was performing alongside a live band, and that was Burna Boy.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
understand me?
He's
I was
metamorphosed.
So thrilled.
He's
that he
metamorphosed
was-
into playing with a live band.
Yes.
And he's also learning instruments.
Yeah, that's good.
He's playing the guitar now.
Yeah.
And very soon he's going to come out with things like that, which is good. The more they listen, the more they learn, the more the system earns, because the more we generate more of the value of our sound, our culture, our essence to reverberate a lot louder, stronger around the world. Because doing it live is what our ancestry has taught. And there is power in doing it live. You know, that means you are committing to it.
Yes.
It's about committal. Most of them are not committed, which is the truth. They rather just do the skip and flip, go to the studio, loop, as far as they can just drop the voice there. Oh yeah, how you sound now? You good? You like him? Oh yeah, put this on small. Sample something there, you know. And they keep moving because they will get on the stage and do DJ, track 1, and it will come. Track 2, it will come. Those days we couldn't do that.
You couldn't even do that.
We couldn't even do that.
Well, maybe we had a more discerning audience then than now.
See, and added to that, which is one other thing people have not really looked at credibly. The generation before our generation was more patient than our generation.
Yeah.
The present generation is so hyper impatient rather, about everything. The time of Beethoven, time of the great old masters in Africa of music. You see them, they start the music, it has its beginning, it has the sub-middle, before it gets to the middle, gets to the crescendo, then starts to descend to the point where it gets to the end part of the song. It takes time.
Yeah.
You know, you build a song and let it ascend and gain its essence and value. But nowadays, their attention span is limited.
Very.
3 minutes maximum, they are tired.
Yeah.
So what they do is just go in there, loop something quickly that they can listen to and just dance quick and let it go. That's how their life is being micromanaged by the Western system.
Well, you know, we're going to take a break now. When we come back, we'll still be talking to Dede Mabiaku. Thank you. Stay tuned. Welcome back. It's still Dede Mabiaku as my guest on this program. We were saying something about the impact, the influence of micromanaging of the music scene or the entertainment scene by the Western world. I don't think that's really fair.
I think it is.
No, wait. If we want worldwide recognition, the standards of the international community would have to be taken into cognizance. Or how would you explain yourself with that, your statement?
I would.
Oh, go ahead.
I'll break it down a little for you.
Yeah.
If you let the essence of one people's culture thrive and be propagated the right way, the values therein will come out. The reason why the Fela factor reigns dominant today is because he forced his way into letting the culture he was trying to build out for the world to see thrive.
Yes.
So he built the musicianship, he cultured the sound, he cultured his principles and dogma, and he wove around that essence of values, which he could carry anywhere, undermining whose ox is God.
Yes.
Now, and he did all of these live. The present day generation, they just want them to quickly bring something that can hit the dance floor. So they made music much easier for them to access and dispense or disperse to the world out there. So people will not take it that seriously. They want to sit down to learn instrumentation for quite a while because they believe there will be a studio there they can press one note, the computer just gives them, they say, I like that sound, loop it. Our people believed in principles that we needed to follow for quite a while. Mentorship, very important. The mentor and the mentee have to groom over a period of time the essence of values they need to create. For that reason, the present day generation does not, they want to make it, but they don't want to learn it. They want to earn it, but they don't want to learn it. They want to gain it, but they don't want to train in it. You see, so there's been a big marked difference because of the way it's been thrust upon, because the West will grab it. But don't tell me that it is because the West wants it. No, it is because we need to put our feet down to be able to establish it the right way, for them to now finally accept it. This is the way it must be. Because that is how, you cannot tell me that the Mpokiti dance, for instance, the Atilogu dance, for instance, or even if you go to Western culture, the Yoruba land, where you have the Bata drummers and the Omele and the Gongon together coming to preempt the arrival of the singers and then get the dancers to come into fray and express the culture with the value it has. Then you say, for instance, that I cut all of that out and just do something from the studio that sounds like Gongon and do something for the studio that mimics the Bata and the Omele and get just one person to come and emulate, and then they use the cameras and then put figures and different points. It will represent the culture the same way? Hell no. The essence of us is people. We are people-oriented, and we are driven by the essence of the values we create. The African value is what we are losing. We need to reculturalize their mindset based on what they say they need. They need to see our values, not their values.
But you know, the internationally, there is the threat to cultures everywhere.
Thank you. But you are the same person who attested to the fact that you are very happy when you saw that now you saw Burna Boy playing live.
Yeah, I said
Thank
so.
you.
I said so because
Here we go.
Also as a professional, I know the essence of a live band.
People-oriented, people-driven sound,
a
not
performance
machine.
that is based on reality, not an assumption of this is what the sound is. Because in the long run, wait now, in the long run, right, the musicianship that is not exhibited is what we yearn for.
Thank you.
Because we had seen it before.
See, if you look-
However, what I'm saying is, I don't agree with you that it is the international community, the international controllers of music or the entertainment world that are making our people do that. I think it's a situation of people finding an easier way to produce sound, right? And then when they go for live performances, like shows that they have, right? And then they can't perform with a live band. They now have Mr. DJ, roll it.
We just said the same thing.
No, I'm telling you.
If they learned it,
Yes.
the way the rudimentary style pattern of the African format cometh, i.e., you are mentored, you are trained, you learn. When you learn, you earn the knowledge.
Okay, let me break your thoughts. How would that be possible in today's world?
That's why I'm saying attention span is patience, tolerance. Look, listen, every world that you see comes with its own cliches and dogma. Right? There has been an erosion of certain values from the system. Tolerance, patience. Those things are very important.
I'm saying, how do
Schools, you had music lessons, you had music teachers.
They still
in secondary
teach it.
schools, you had music lessons and music teachers. It's not going on anymore.
Many
you don't have
schools
them.
still teach it.
No, sorry.
That they do.
Except you're talking about the school you are able to afford to send your children to.
No, I'm talking of the school that I attended.
No, bro, look, your time is long time gone.
No, it's
The
there.
present
It's
time,
there
it's
right
not
now.
there.
It's there. Go to CMS Grammar School. They're doing it.
My brother, how many schools are like CMS Grammar School? CMS Grammar School is doing it now because the old boys came into the picture
Yes.
to make sure that some of the things
That we benefited from.
are reintroduced. Now you are
Yes.
coming to my point.
Yes.
You see, the system has to be recalibrated to make the present day generation fall in line. If it is done in CMS Grammar School and it can be replicated in other grammar schools
Even
and in
your
other
Federal
secondary
Government
schools,
College,
Federal
Warri.
Government College Warri is not doing it the way that we used to do it.
So what's your old boys association
They are
doing?
struggling to make sure that these things are put in place right now.
You see, Dede, what I'm trying to show you is that we can't just leave it to the younger generation alone. All of us have a responsibility to make this thing
That's what
happen.
I just said.
We have a responsibility.
It is our responsibility to make sure that
Exactly.
we push the powers that be plus us ourselves, being part of the powers that be, to make sure that these things work.
Dede, you are also part of the powers that be.
I've just said so.
No.
I said we need to push the powers that be.
No.
And
Just say we as
also.
those.
I said, and we also as part of the powers
Do
that
you
be.
know how the younger generation see your generation, which is also my generation? Do you know how they see us?
Omo, the story different too.
Oh.
That's
So we have to admit that we have not done enough.
what I'm saying, that we need to retrace this back.
No,
You cannot let what is coming from the West be a total dictate to what the present is receiving. We need to reculturalize the
For
mindset
instance,
of
the
generation
phones.
we have.
have phones. They come from the West. We use the phones.
I'm not saying we shouldn't. I'm saying we need to reposition the mindset of our own in the present. There are examples beginning to come into fray. I'll give you this. Okay, many years back, we are thinking that it's just only of recent that people are tapping into the fella thing and the rest. No. Very, very many years, but look at people like Missy Elliott.
Yes, sir.
Song like What You Gonna Do. If you listen to it,
Yes.
that's authority stealing now.
Yes.
You know, and these things have been there, but people did not really look at it the way we need to start looking at it. They were taking samples and looping. Whereas what we need to do is training the people to know how, so that they can handle these things the right way. We're giving room to the phone to control the children instead of making the children understand that they should control what they seek and use the phone for. We're leaving room for the children to be looping instead of teaching the children how to be the instrumentalists that will take control.
Fine.
So at the end of the day, the control is left in the hands of the person who holds that. Your chip is just the access. They hold all your documentation. They are your storehouse. But your storehouse, which is live, cannot be taken away from you if you culture it. That's what I'm trying to say. The fella genre, fella generation taught all this to so many. Don't cave in to what they will give you in totality. Use the essence of those values, but it should be based on what we are culturalized, our ways of life, our cultural attributes. And this goes across all spheres, music, because fella is not just music.
Yeah, sure, certainly.
Oh, it's
Certainly,
a culture
yeah.
which is bigger than music. You and I
Sure,
know
sure.
that. You know, because he transcended music, politics, economics,
He was all over.
All over.
He was all over. Yeah.
Medicine,
Yeah.
and everything you want to talk about. Because, you see...
No. In fact, let me break into that. When you mentioned medicine, I recall that for a long time, forever, he actually kept singing about and talking about the need for us to go
back to African medicine. Herbal.
I remember that song. It said, herbal medicine, that's the solution. Why didn't we go back to herbal medicine? Well, we're going back now, I think.
Yeah, is it not funny now that in the present day and time, some people seem not to even realize some certain facts. For too many years, that Oyibo queen went there for yonder. Iyachali, Queen of England, Oniwayo. She has been on herbal medicine for donkey years. During research, we found this out. And they have been pushing to us synthetic drugs for so many years, to the point that Nigeria as a whole is dependent on China and India for medicines.
But that's more of a business...
Thank you. It's the same thing we're talking about, your cure. If we cure ourselves with what we know are natural, that man from outside will not pump in the synthetics into us, because that is not us at all. The truth of the matter is, the essence of what we live as human beings must be reappraised. For everything that afflicts man, Olodumare has left an answer in plants.
Yes, herbs, plants...
Herbs
generally have a therapeutic impact on the lives of humans.
It's nature for nature, nature to nature.
But there is also the need to be able to measure what doses or dosage would work.
Therein comes the problem of what the system has been faced with for too many years, the dogma, i.e. the health scheme put up by the governance over the years. Because commonsensically, when you look out there, you find that in nearly every major stores you see, even pharmacies, you find Chinese herbal medicine in every nook and cranny.
Even Indian.
Even an Indian.
Yes.
In every nook and cranny, and people dive for them.
Yeah.
People go there.
Yeah.
But this is Olodubare's natural bed, God's own natural bed. If you take a trip, for instance, like we were talking some time back, from Lagos and say you're traveling to Benin, look left, look right.
Yeah.
Omo, what will you see?
Yes,
untouched, untapped,
rainforest,
unhindered, uninhibited natural resources. And in those places lie these things. But what has the Ministry of Health over the years done? What has the policy on health in the country been? Look, arguably, about 80% of Nigerians cannot afford to patronize the orthodox medical centers. So what has been keeping them alive? Has the health principles in the country been able to juxtapose their findings based on these, so that at the end of the day, you bring your pharmacologist, your health scientist, your biophysicist or scientist, and sit them together with the Elewe Omos. Take data for data about their claims. Do a recce on these findings. Do a test to find the efficacies therein or otherwise, so that we can now have a concrete database of what we know is proficiently patent to cure. We can cure the world.
But I can say this, that the policy has been evolving. All states in Nigeria, for instance, have boards of traditional medicine. Yes. And then some universities that I know of also have programs in traditional medicine.
How many universities?
It will start somewhere.
But
maybe we just want to mainstream it now.
If you want to start anything in this world,
yes,
it has to start from the grassroots.
Yeah.
Okay. When you say grassroots, it comes from base up.
Yes.
Start from the primaries. Start to teach the children. We need to go back. See, those people went down there 18 and above, you go hard to teach them new things. So those people went there for down. We'll go there, start to teach them the essence. This one is dogoyaro. This is lemongrass. This is why these people are using okpaing. This is why they are using.
But that is being done even in villages, in towns, in hamlets, and all that.
It is not done the way we need to make it nationalized.
That's why we need to, allow the evolution of the study aspect of it.
See,
of the codified aspect of it.
we cannot leave it, because this is the time for them to have even tapped deeper into it. Why do I say this? There are certain priests in Nigeria, somewhere around Edo State,
there's
that are carrying out researches on herbal cure.
Yeah, and they're producing a lot of
different
solutions.
Yes. And they're working.
That are certified even by NAFDAC.
Thank you.
Yes.
Now, I remember during when the COVID outbreak started,
yes,
they came out with 2 principles. And what were those principles? 1, wear a mask. 2, social distance.
Yeah.
Good. In Ajangbadi, Idi Arere, Idi Okpe, Idi Mangoro, Mushin, Agege, Isaleko, Apo, Ogwanja, Isapele, urban area, all those areas, can they social distance? No. 2, when they stay 10 in a room, 20 sometimes in some room, they feel wear mask when lights not there. Not be die with that. No. But we saw these people wake up in the morning, struggle to survive, go to any work they could find, look for the small food they could find to eat, come back in the night and sleep. Don't forget, dead body, no, they hide. And there were not many cases of fatalities during that period. As the World Health Organization done themselves a favor by showing the world that this happened within the period of the so-called, in quote, pandemic. Hold it. I'm coming to my point here. Did they show this to the world? That these people, how did they survive it? There were no hospitals. All we saw was that they kept some isolation centers that were like poster centers. And then in no time, all the isolation centers, nobody there inside again. Now, amala, ewedu, rice, mama, dodo, and the rest. And they give those people, they bring people coming, they're smart and they faded everything out.
Yeah.
Right? And the people were living steady. The major problem the people had then was what? Hunger.
Yes.
Next, the West propagated some certain theories medically. If I walk into the Western world today, or to Americas, and I stand in their midst and say, it looks like I have COVID, they will tell me to self-isolate for 14 days, max. But if I walk into their airport today and I say, it be like I get malaria, right there they will quarantine me. Instantly, they won't let me move. Which means that the efficacy of that so-called malaria, which they fear so much, is higher than the one they just brought in now from their laboratories. Bobomi, Rora.
No, you too, Rora. First, the World Health Organization, I know they are researching how it was possible for Africa generally to survive.
But
that.
I want to postulate
you understand
to them.
Me? And I'm waiting for the publication of their findings.
But you and I know some certain truths. That 1, our ancestors coded this from the present day from knowing that they made us take our medicines as food.
You see,
check this out, brother.
Humanity generally did that.
No.
Generally did that.
No.
See, for instance, I have read and I have found information online concerning the fact that our eating habits were okay up until the 70s. And the 70s is just like about 50 years ago.
No, 60s. It started in the 60s.
Yes.
When they started to talk about
that you could eat like about 4, 5, 6 times in a day. The human body is not designed to eat like that. It's designed to work a bit, eat a bit, rest, then work again.
Recuperate.
You understand?
Let the system itself.
So, and that's when we started having issues of obesity, so quote and unquote pandemic of other stuff.
That's not when we started having obesity. Obesity has it's been a way of life. Look, see, obesity.
Go read. You too go read. You find that up until
my brother, go look back to the ancient days. Many of those people when they say they're affluent, Calabar, go to Calabar land from way back. To marry the girl, they go take and go where? Fattening room.
That one is a concept.
It's a concept. It's a dogma. It's a culture.
It's a concept.
It's a culture.
As part of the culture.
Thank you. It's a culture.
Right? But we're saying humanity generally, right, until the late 60s, early 70s, we didn't eat so much. We'll take a break now. It's Dede and I today. Stay tuned. You're welcome back to Timeless Conversations. Dede is my guest. Now, Dede,
Yes.
the things we do off the air is what we're doing here.
Very precisely.
Right? But that's how knowledge is shared.
That's the only way we can do it.
Now, as humans, we need to get a good control over what we eat
True that.
and the purpose of eating,
True that.
then what we even ingest into our system, either by way of drink, eat, or smoke.
Or knowledge. Ingestion is multiple.
Okay, knowledge.
So important. You see, if not for the knowledge cast down, the other will not understand what came before.
Yes.
Others will stumble across some certain things. And by stumbling, they try to research and find out how and why.
Yeah.
Yes, but passed down knowledge is power. Because it gives you a base first to start from.
Yes.
Now, when we talk of ingestion, I remember that they used to say in those days that if you chop so many this, cholesterol this, cholesterol that, only for them to come now and debunk all the so-called cholesterol.
Oh, yes.
And they had made so many
Plenty money.
hundreds of trillions of dollars from this hoax.
Yes.
Now, you see, it is the big pharma at play.
Yes.
When they came with AIDS, they made us believe that it was green monkeys.
Yeah.
And it came from us as a people. Only for them to come and reveal now that it was from their laboratories. When they came with Ebola, they came with the same talk. Only for them to reveal by themselves that it was from their laboratories. They have now come with COVID. And one no, not to be. What is the intention? Is to see that which can it's biological warfare, biologically eliminate a group of people from this world. Because it is not us that have been doing it, it is them that have been doing it. And they have been using, in quote, wanting to use us as guinea pigs. Waiting they take cure Ebola, for instance. Ewedu, last. That the common man wakes up in the morning in the whole of the Western region and is the first thing he goes for. Unknown to him, he has been curing himself and preventing himself from any of such.
Yeah, but that is the impact of knowledge.
That's why I'm saying this is the time
The knowledge of food and food types.
as medicine.
Yes.
You see, people must accept this fact or come to understanding of these facts. That things like ofe onugbu, ofe oha, ofe owere, edikaikon, afang, ikokore, ekpankukwo,
yes.
and herbs like ewuro,
Yes.
efirin,
Yes.
gbegiri,
Yes.
and all these things are very, very useful to the human. They are medicinal.
Yes.
Why do I say the time is now? The time is now for the health policy of this part of the world to change. Because they're beginning to find out that what those people claimed in the past, they are debunking by themselves in the present.
Yes.
The medicinal claims they are debunking. Now the same Oyibo people come all of a sudden, they begin to package bitter leaf into capsule.
Hey, because people cannot tolerate the taste.
No, that's what they claim. The point is this: what in people they don't take and power now.
Yes.
They don't take and power. Now the thing when we know we don't use them as a way of life. Our people don't chop them as their own mainstay that has been rebuilding and regenerating them
But
over the years.
you know, we need to be careful not to stigmatize research into modern medicine.
No,
Or
I've
by
just said that
No, wait.
those
now.
who have gained the knowledge of the research methodology of modern medicine should now come and sit down and take details and dossier from those who profess the knowledge of the herbal.
Yes.
So that we can now carry out a
Exactly.
reckoning and we start to make the trillions or more that the Chinese and Indians are making today.
I think more of making more people healthy.
That is the whole idea. Now, if you
Is
make
the
person
thing.
healthy, you know, you're not going to end for the thing.
No, not just the money.
You sell amala to me, you know, collect money now free. My Uber boy, you know, they see all the yao them, and those people, they make money.
Yeah.
Now, they don't do money. I'm very think all those people they sell paraga or pie and the rest one pawoni.
Yeah, they do.
So
They
that's
do.
the
But
whole
then,
idea.
but then
Research.
there's a need for regulation of their
That's
trade.
why I said
There's a need for regulation
That's
of
why I
their
said
trade.
we should get our pharmacists, pharmacologists, health scientists,
Yes, you said so.
biophysicists. in conjunction with NAFDAC and the Ministry of Health to correlate this together so that we are coordinated in a very organized manner.
A further reason is because sometimes, in fact, oftentimes, what is good for you may not be good for me.
True that.
So we need to regulate it. For instance, you have a lifestyle that I don't have.
Yes.
But it has not affected our friendship or
How?
relationship. Right?
Can it?
You take
If after 35 years we still relate the way we relate,
you take your Igbo. I have never taken it.
Yes.
But you are still my very good friend.
Till tomorrow.
You understand?
And you see, coming to that point of the Igbo factor again, whoa,
Yes.
hold. All those years they will be stigmatizing us, castigating us. Hey, I'm bored, this, that. Now, uncle, 80% of the hospitals in America, Europe, and the rest of it, once you walk in, the first thing you see, CBD oil, THC available. That's not Igbo now.
That's the
that's
the oil from it.
No, you see, here we go again. Now you start to tell me that's the oil from it.
Of course,
what else would it be again?
Of course, it is, because for years, for ages, they had always used hemp, or what is it called, from it, the derivatives of it, in medicine.
Thank you. Now
they had always, but then what was frowned upon was the smoking of it, because a lot of the people who did it then didn't have even your own persona.
Okay.
It didn't affect you.
No, but you see, there we go again with something else.
Go.
It is the level of use and abuse that we need to you need to paraphrase in anything. Look, abuse water, wahala dey. Abuse ogogoro, wahala dey. Abuse even eba, gari, wahala dey. Abuse anything for this world, wahala dey. But tell you what, most of the guys who were, well, the poster stigma for things like the use of cannabis, where maybe some of those people who they go wake up in the morning, they never eat. They go drink ogogoro. Small time friend tell us, say, you go drink stout. Say, give me that because it's free. He drink on top. Then he can't go smoke Igbo. When they smoke the Igbo, go smoke one full big jumbo all by himself. Smoke and finish. Waka go. He never eat. What will happen to that person on the street?
He will misbehave.
Thank you. At the end of the day, they will say, but
that's the truth.
But the real picture, it's not that.
Yeah.
Because there are many other paradigms that he had crossed before getting to that last stage, which is the use of the weed. Tell you what, the Jamaicans have always called it the herb. Back at home, we always call it the herb.
Which home?
Every home.
We didn't call it herb, but we didn't call it Igbo.
Kin Igbo. What is Igbo? Herb, the bush. Everything that is
Igbo
within,
bush,
it is the strongest, most ethical plant. That's why they gave it the name of the bush as a whole. Abo ring, See, come on, is it not amazing that in America, the whole of America is legalized now?
No, not the whole.
No,
not the whole.
Most,
no.
When you have 75%, when you have 75% of the country,
some parts.
When you have 75% of the country,
there is still no federal law legalizing it. So
I say when you have 75% of the states in America,
waste time. Let's not waste time.
No, the whole of Canada, uncle.
I don't know about Canada.
Ghana
They're in the process.
They have started exporting.
They're in the process. Even here, Governor Akeredolu said some time ago that and even Showore said it. But you see, that's the thing about
it's reset back to that same thing, my brother.
It's about the evolution of society. It's the truth.
We are too slow in this evolution. That's what I'm trying to make you realize.
But you can't rush it.
No, it has been with us since. We're not rushing it. We are saying that this is the time we need to key into what we need. This is where you will get the most natural from. It is curing the world now. They're confirming it, affirming it, attesting to it. So we need to now key in. All our natural medicines, our vegetables are now being packaged.
Oh, yes, that's
We
true.
are the ones that should be doing the packaging, is what I'm saying. Yeah. The Igbota and Soro that we're talking about, they are using it for many things all over the world now. We have the natural bed. Take seed from your mouth. Just remove and throw it. It will grow. So in essence, it is time to paraphrase the policies and principles, because we need to start now building those paradigms that make us producers of the essence of life and living. It is through the things we have as natural God-given gifts, the herbs, the foods. Starts from there. The culture. It's embedded within. The tradition is built within. We culturalize how we build on our own heroes. Instead of flashing everywhere other people's heroes, we flash our heroes. We're sending the message in. Look, the first African ever to be represented in the height of theaterdom in the world is who? Fela Anikulapo Kuti. And we are not tapping into the resources the way we need to tap into it. The system is supposed to have critically focused on that and done a recce, a proper research on the Fela factor. Its essence, its values, its growth. They're tapping the money from abroad now like no man's business. You all saw how Fela Live on Broadway went.
Yes.
Money spinner.
Yes.
And they made a lot of money from all kinds of things, memorabilia from all kinds of things. That would have come home here. To the extent that, well, our people are also guilty. Some of our people. They did not allow for our people to be embodied within that, to lead the trend of that. We would rather sell out than sell in. But we need to re-acculturalize our mindset from outward to inward.
But what if money comes from outward? You have to go there.
No, you can build the essence of letting the outward come with the money to collect the value from inward. That is all I'm trying to say.
Retain the essence.
Retain the essence because the value is therein. You trained in it. You were mentored in it. You learned in it. You are now well versed in it. So you are the authority in it. So they would need to come here to get it because the value therein lies within. So the returns will be commensurate with its value because you will dictate that which is the value, not them to dictate to you. Because they just come here, lift off your raw materials, carry your cocoa, go, bring chocolate, come.
Yeah, but that's because you have not taken the concrete steps towards making it happen.
It is not about you
No, wait now. Wait. For instance, you have a situation where, whilst we were growing up, the imported finished goods wasn't so much in our open markets. We had more industries working in this country then.
And the industries were from where?
Yeah.
Doing what thing?
We had industries.
No, give me the examples. I'll start coming in for you.
We had industries that were local, producing local products and selling within the Nigerian and West African markets.
Give me the products you're talking about. Let's go in.
I don't want to go into
Yeah, you want to talk about USC products?
Yeah, well, USC too.
Don't you know what USC is?
No, that's historical.
Historical?
At the point they became indigenized.
They did not.
They did.
No, they looked like.
No, they did.
Bro, see, when you tell me that something is indigenized, it means it is in its embodiment, its principles, its policies, its dictum, it's local. But when you do not do that, and the last base is Western, then it's not indigenized.
No, it is.
No. MDs for too many years remained Oyibo to start with. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Cadbury Nigeria Limited.
This is how we always did it.
Cadbury Nigeria Limited was not remitted. It wasn't a Nigerian fully owned company. Neither was Coca-Cola Nigeria Limited.
But then...
They all are offshoots of Cadbury International. What I'm trying to tell you is it is time for us to now realize that that era has gone. The era of us wanting to want that should die finally. We should start acculturalizing the present day generation with that empowerment process in the mindset.
That era would only die when we stop craving imported stuff.
Precisely what we're talking about.
Yes.
It's not imported stuff alone. You see, look, when we stop not training hours to value hours, it is our responsibility, like you said, and we must always keep doing this. We must teach them to understand the benefits, values accrued therein, and returns if need be. Because many of them, their mindset has been tuned. Look, in our time, you would take your time to go through a process. And through that process, you learn. From that process, you grow, right? Why do you think, for instance, the economic order in the world is understudying the Igbo mentorship system?
Yes.
In the business schools all abroad, they're studying it. Why? Because they've seen that it is a very, very strong model that works.
It is. It works.
Now, good. That is our cultural way. We as a people, we need to start going back into understanding the rudiments of what our cultural trainings were meant to have given to us. True enough, we talk of interregnum of 40 years of whatever, where they forced by force that we turn our eyes away from that which is ours and focus directly on what we want to feed us with. That time is gone. The time is now where the world has been taken from where it was to where everybody is singularly reconnected.
Yeah.
Now, in those days, if our auntie open calabash with water inside, come clean, come say, hey, come talk to your brother for London. I say, come talk to your brother. Then you can't look inside the pot. You go say, now witchcraft. Yes?
Yeah.
But today, you go hold your phone, press button. You talk to your brother for London, you go call on technology.
No. One is technology, the other is metaphysical.
No, brother,
It's
look.
true,
No, see, come. We must start to understand that everything in this world is spirit-driven. It's spiritual. It's an essence. You call it metaphysical?
Yeah.
That's a spirit zone.
Yes.
That's a spiritual zone.
Yeah, but then,
everything in this world, we must empower ourselves with the essence of the African spiritualism and spirituality.
I don't have
to know the values therein.
Did it? I don't have anything against the metaphysical aspect of our lives as
It is
Africans.
about repackaging.
Hold on, no. But technology, we must admit that technology is technology.
Technology and witchcraft.
Well, you may choose to describe it.
How you want to describe and when person just press button, light come. According to fella, technology.
Yes.
You just dey here, you sit down, you dey look me for television. You just dey there. Before you go, you don't enter motor, you kick him, he move.
Okay.
You do. Oh, now winch.
No.
The man will make like
Okay,
go
so
school.
which kind of which you could describe this one as? We are recording a program that will become content for a television station.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So is that witchcraft? No.
Big time.
No.
Because you are using what we have. No, listen. We are using what we have within stored, the knowledge we have stored within, to share with the world out there, for them to gain the essence of what this world coming should be better thereof.
But what we are doing is we are deliberate. We are preparing something. So the metaphysical thing is different. Yeah, the metaphysical thing is different, and the technological thing is different.
Can I tell you something?
No, don't tell me anything. Let me ask you a question.
It had to come through that to get to technology.
Don't worry.
What I'm trying to say is that the power of what we saw of our mothers doing or our ancestry doing,
yes.
we could rechannel that. Look at what they did in that movie, the Wakanda. What do they call it again?
That's
Black Panther.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
If you study look at the Black Panther word, you will see it's just an expression of what we had been doing as in our mindset as children.
Yes.
Those kind of ideas that came
as African children.
Thank you. So they now brought it and built a persona around it, putting essence and value in movie format.
And for commercial purposes.
For commercial purpose. What that has just told us is that there's so much untapped within us here that we have not packaged.
I agree.
And we need to now start reorientating, re-educating, and reinvesting into building that ground-based knowledge development.
I agree. The
that
difference
will now take from here the power and essence to sell to the world.
The difference is your characterization of it. But let me go. Don't worry. Let's do this.
Because I know your grandma do all like this. Now say, look, your brother talk to her.
It's like
you go say that wish, but you go take phone. You go say that technology. No, Papa, about me so yeah, man. It's which.
No worries. Say now winch, Abi.
Now winch.
Okay. Now, you know that within our culture,
yes,
there are different types of foods. And there are some people who will say, okra, for instance, we need to chop them for my family.
Because they take and do jazz for them family.
Yeah.
Yes, and they take self their juju. The essence of spirituality is about the value you calibrate according to the area you come from. It resonates with everybody.
Exactly.
Muslims, for instance, typical Muslims will tell you, they chop pig.
No, it's not typical. That's just it.
No, not many of them they chop. And they see them.
No.
But wait. I know they want. See, look, this is not about mentioning names.
We don't need to mention anybody's
It's not mentioning names, but
yes.
I'm confirming to you that I know some of my Muslim friends.
Yes.
Who eat.
Well, maybe they have eaten. Yes.
They eat.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm just telling you. But the point is, some are liberal about what is requested. Well, just like those same people you talk about. Their family tree not go agree, made they chop snail.
Yes.
But many of them, they chop snail.
I even know a gentleman who is an Igbo guy, very close to me, who said, in my hometown, in my village, right, you can't kill a snake.
You see now?
You understand? So those are the metaphysical parts of our ancestry, our culture, our ways of life.
We
and
need
we
to
need
now
to understand it. I agree.
Modernize our approach to it by researching it the right way.
Okay,
so
so-
it can gain essence in the present.
Yeah, so now let me ask you a question about food types. What food types resonate very well with you?
Natural foods. I cook.
Yeah,
You know,
I
I'm a
cook
good
too.
cook, you know, so for me, I do foods like our typical Nigerian dishes. I know how to cook plenty. True. But many people do it. I dey cook banga soup like crazy. I dey cook gbagbo fofo, gbagba kpogiri. Those are shekiri foods,
food,
you know.
yes.
I dey cook owo well. I dey do epuru, like the Robos call it.
What is epuru?
Ukodo.
Ukodo, okay.
That is yam and pepper
Yam
soup,
and
you know,
pepper soup, yes, yes.
with the typical pepper soup, traditional pepper soup ingredients, you know. I dey cook 5 different types of egusi.
Yeah.
I dey cook
Tell
ofe
me.
oha, ofe owere, ofe onugbu.
No. Tell me the 5 different types of egusi.
Oh, gbagba kpogiri, which is the first, the
Yes.
shekiri style.
Yes.
You know, there is the Cameroonian style,
Yeah.
where you pack the balls.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
There is
And
the
okay, go
there,
ahead.
there is the efa elegusi,
Elegusi, yes.
which is the Yoruba style.
Yes.
And there's the Igbo style.
Yes.
You know, and these are everything have their own.
Yeah.
You know, then like the okra we talked about also. I dey cook about 4 or 5 different types. Shekiri type first.
Yeah.
You know.
Why you
Gbagbo
always
fufu.
putting shekiri first?
Because that's my roots, man. Hello. Sell not yourself and then you are nobody.
I thought you wouldn't proclaim it easily.
No. Emi. Hey, Otoyeme. No. Don't go there. You must find the essence of where thou art from.
You have to be comfortable in your own skin.
You must be
because
before
you
you
can
can't
project.
give what you don't have.
Before you can project.
You can't
yes.
give what you don't have.
That's true.
So from home first.
Yeah.
You know, gbagbo fufu. Then I dey do the Igbo style where you go cut the okra in a different style, then come mix with different vegetables, particular like bitter leaf,
yes.
and if you like,
yes.
Then they do the ila sepo,
Yes.
Yoruba style.
Yes.
Then they do the ila separate again
Yes.
with crayfish,
Yeah.
with our you know, that you can use with stew,
Yes.
you know, by the side. You know, all these things are, and they are medicinal. It's proven.
So how much of foreign foods do you eat?
Of recent, I never see myself really eat foreign food, so